The redwood forest. That was great.
Where did you see them? In Arcadia or?
Yeah, we went to Avenue of the Giants.
Yeah.
It was magnificent.
Love Humboldt.
Really cool.
Okay, we are
Did you drive
Where
through the
is
recording.
the
tree?
Avenue of the Giants?
Hmm?
Humboldt
Is that
County
in one
and
of the national parks? Or?
Yeah, it's one of the places that you can drive through in Humboldt County. It's like the beginning.
Oh, Hoboken. Yeah, right. No, I guess that's we went there. It was a long time ago. We stayed in Arcadia and then just did day trips, day hikes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was amazing. Okay, we
All right, here comes the God call. We are already on YouTube. So here we go.
It's today's God Call with Reverend Bill.
There's the story in Greek mythology of the phoenix, the bird that bursts into flames and then resurrects itself from the ashes. That seems pretty cool until you realize that in order for that resurrection to happen, it has to burst into flames, and that just doesn't sound very pleasant at all. Well, keep that in mind the next time you're dealing with something challenging in your life, because maybe instead of just being annoying or troublesome, it's an invitation to be reborn into something even more wonderful.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you, oh Lord, thank you. I'm so grateful, oh, so grateful. Thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful, oh, so grateful. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
Well, not to be redundant, but thank you. And Ginger Coyle, it's wonderful. Excuse me, wonderful to have you here. And good morning, New Thought Philadelphia. We are here on Zoom. This is the last weekend of summer officially. In case you didn't know, the equinox is tomorrow morning, and that means that autumn starts officially. And that can mean whatever it's going to mean for you. If you'd like to be optimistic, you can put yourself in Benjamin's shoes, because he's in the southern hemisphere, so it's the beginning of the spring season down there. Then again, it's pretty nice all year round where he is. As we open ourselves to those possibilities, let's do it together. We're on Zoom, so keep yourself muted except when you're sharing, and let's share right now. Go ahead and unmute and repeat after me. I open myself to love.
I open myself to love.
I open myself to joy.
I open myself to joy.
I open myself to what's vibrant and bright.
I open myself to what's vibrant and bright.
And I know love is right here, right now.
I know love is right here, right now.
And so it is.
So it is.
Okay, go ahead and mute one more time as I remind you that New Thought Philadelphia is an open and loving community of spiritual adventurers, welcoming each person to experience their divine nature in an empowering space of unconditional love. So Whatever path you've been on, whatever brought you into our Zoom today, wherever we're heading next, we have been expecting you. Welcome home. The price of admission over here is actually pretty low. You don't have to believe anything. We find it's convenient if we acknowledge that we believe there's one power, love, intelligence, or force that creates everything, including each of us. And that we're each using that same power, love, intelligence, or force to create our lives according to our beliefs. Really powerful, pretty simple, a lot of nuance to it. We like to say it around here for short. Your new life begins with a new thought. If you have an extra electronic device that might be distracting to you, or if you're unmuted to me or somebody else as the celebration goes on, go ahead and put it on mute or shush. I have a button I just got to click where I told all of my electronics to tell each other, like, be quiet, pass it on. We'll see how well that one works. I'm Bill Marchion. I'm a spiritual director at New Thought Philadelphia. My co-founder, Reverend Dave Schpok, is here for the talk a little bit later on. Ginger Coyle, the wonderful, delightful Ginger Coyle, is back doing music for us today. And it's been a while since we've seen Ginger Coyle, so it's wonderful to have you here. Got a couple of practitioners on tap for the celebration. Jesus Baez is going to lead us in a meditation in a little bit, and Joe Catanzaro right now is going to open us the way we open everything, which is with a practical prayer.
Good morning, everyone. Take a breath, settle in, and know with me and get accustomed to or comfortable with active participation. As we always say, there is only one. And as each one of us joins and comes together in celebration, it's still only one. Because each one of us is that individual expression of that one power and presence. So we bring our individual light, talents, love, power together. We have to make the conscious decision and open up to that sharing. How do we do active participation? How do we make that happen? What do we need? I think we need willingness, vision, openness, discernment, courage, commitment, focus, and faith and trust. So I call for all of that today. I claim all of that for each one of us here, because I know that as it mixes and mingles and we share all of that with each other, we create something new, we create something bigger. We create something that fills each one of us and then flows outward. And life is being in the flow. We don't just give it away, we get it back as we simmer in that flow of goodness. So again, I claim that all of that for each one here, that we have what we need to allow us to actively participate, knowing that it creates a better world. So for all this good, I'm grateful, deeply grateful. I allow it, I accept it, and I claim it for each one here, for New Thought Philadelphia collectively, and I'll release my word to the law that always says yes, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Joe. Inspiring. Yeah. So the reason that we do a prayer is because it changes the experience of life that we're having. In the old language, they said it demonstrates, or the newfangled way is it manifests. And I like to say it gets a result. So what kind of results have you been getting from your prayers? Anybody's got something to share? Go ahead and wave your hand. Michelle has one. Go ahead.
Well, last Monday on the morning meditation, we meditated. Our intention was on completion. and doing things and getting them done. And I have to say, this has been a very productive week. I was able to start things that usually, like, I hate the summer to end, and all the paraphernalia at the pier, everything that needs to be up at this point is up and where it should be. My desk, the packages and cards and little love notes I wanted to send to people, I did them rather than them being in the back of my head saying, you need to do that. It would be nice to reach out. So I did it easily and effortlessly. It just fit in to the week. So prayer works.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you,
Yeah.
Michelle. Who else? Did I see another hand? Breen's got a hand that we'll hear about.
I got two hands, and I use these two hands to create some stuff. And the prayer work story is I've been praying. It's a standing prayer, just about opportunities for creative expression and having fun and putting my energy into creating. Yeah. So this week, yesterday, I went to earlier in the week, I went to a callback audition for an improv team that's looking for new members, and I felt like it went really well. So we'll hear something. And then this Thursday, I'm taking some of my artwork, because I've been creating art, to Historic Yellow Springs to be juried to see if they will let me in their art show. So yeah, so maybe next Sunday I'll have even more prayer work stories.
Well,
But just
wow.
opportunities to put creativity out there into the world.
Okay. Well, congratulations on that. And as Dave said, everybody's creative, not just the people who work in creative fields. So that's wonderful to hear. Anybody else got one to share? Okay, I keep on having lots of stuff come up, but you'll hear about it as it unfolds. And that's one of the things that happens is if you get into a prayer practice, if you get into a spiritual practice and fix your mind on being in the flow of the divine goodness, then stuff starts happening that you weren't specific about. It's like, oh, this is a prayer that's answered. You know, I installed a new vanity in the bathroom, and God knows how I was going to do that, but the prayer seems to have mostly worked so far. We'll see. We will see. Let us do some announcements, and Jane is going to lead us in those. Kazoos, if you have them.
This end of season information is on the website at newthoughtphilly.org. You can sign up for the weekly e-newsletter so we can keep in touch. The Practical Prayer podcast this week is Belonging or Not with Carol and Reverend Bill. Listen where you get your podcasts. Join in the live recording session tomorrow at 1 p.m. on New Thought Media Network. We host a dozen 15-minute meditations every week. Drop by for some quick inspiration on Zoom. Friday morning this week, also on Insight Timer Live. The Power of 8 Intention Circle takes tomorrow off for the Jewish New Year. The Anton Retreat at Unity Village is 2 weeks away. You can register to take part virtually and see all of the sessions live, plus get priority access to the full video library. Get God Calls. They're a half-minute of inspiration on your phone 4 times a week, starting with a free 2-week trial. Info is at godcall.org. There are now more than 2,500 spiritual adventurers in our group on meetup.com. Join or drop by a daily meditation to see what they know, and follow, subscribe, like, and share on Instagram, Facebook, Insight Timer, and YouTube. We are grateful for your financial support. Please support New Thought Philly with a tax-deductible donation by Zelle, Cash App, check, PayPal, Venmo, credit, or debit card. Thank you to the team that makes these celebrations work. We get together ahead of time to get things in order and have some fun. Email the volunteer coordinator to join the joy. Next Sunday is online with Pumpkin Spice as Reverend Bill leads an informal and superficial investigation into how the seasonal appearance of pumpkin spice makes things better and why there is no pumpkin in it. live original music by Emily Drinker adds even more spice. The practitioners are available for professional sessions by appointment. After the celebration, Joe is available for a quick transformational miracle in a minute prayer. Stick around in the Zoom meeting after the celebration for casual conversation.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you. And you take an opportunity to welcome our first-time visitors and give them a little blessing. And I see we don't have any first-time visitors here, so we're going to do a blessing for ourselves and for each other. And I'm also going to invite you to think about somebody in your life, in your circle of friends, who may actually be interested in what we do and what we talk about here. Because it's possible, maybe there's that step of boldness to say, you know, drop by my thing and see if you like it. So online next week or the next time we're going to be at Falzer and see what happens. In the meantime, what I invite you to do is rub your hands together. Feel the warmth, feel the love. It's still summertime, still warm. We got it. And send that love out. We are the bright lights of God's love. I am so grateful, so grateful for each one here and the wonderful way that we are shining that light and sharing that love. So it is. Ginger's going to do another song for us, our favorite greeting song. And as she does that, go ahead and make eye contact with the people we're in community with. This is a special group.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Ginger. And Jesus, are you on a borrowed phone or device or something? Because that guy is like missing from your background. We can see Puerto Rico behind you. You're muted.
Yeah, this is my mom's phone.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
she doesn't have somebody looking over her shoulder like you usually do.
yeah, I know. I'm not your mom. What's your voice? Is that good? Yeah. How's my voice? It sounds all right. The sound?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know how to
great.
switch then. All right. Good.
Uh,
Thank you.
I think it'll work just fine. And as you guys know, we read the Flames of Faith and light them every week to remind ourselves of how interconnected we all are. And Nia is going to lead us today.
All right. Good morning, everyone. So, we perform this ceremony to acknowledge that all people and all faiths come from the one power, love, intelligence, which we call spirit or God. We honor the richness that comes from our shared diversity and bless the interwoven energy of the divine feminine and masculine. We light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium the natural way. We light the second candle for the earth-based traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the paths of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. As we light the healing candle, please put into the light the names of anyone or any place you wish to have experienced the healing flame of God's eternal love.
Blessed be. Joel Goldsmith wrote Practicing the Presence, and Michelle is going to read from it today.
Good morning. Realization of God is demonstration. If we know the correct letter of truth, if we understand, realization is demonstration. It is the realization of the activity of God in consciousness. It makes all spiritual good appear. It is the realization of God's grace as our sufficiency that makes the demonstration. The realization of any spiritual truth, truth brings it into manifestation as effect. Merely to say, He perfecteth that which concerneth me, will do nothing for us. But a realization of this truth instantly makes it effective in our experience. Realization is demonstration, but it must be a realization of the kingdom of God, realization of the activity of God, realization of the Spirit of God, realization of God as one power, realization of God as one substance, realization of God as the only cause, realization of God as the all in all. Realization of God is demonstration. If we know the correct letter of truth, if we understand that God's will is love, that God's will is life eternal, if we know that God's will is what we experience, is that we experience His immortality, the infinity of His being, we shall not concern ourselves with telling God about our needs. All we would do is live in the constant attempt to realize God more and more, to have a deeper and deeper realization of God, of that God who is our own, very own being. The joy of communing with God is enough. Father, all I want is my relationship with Thee, my conscious realization of the Christ, not for any reason, just for the joy of sitting here with the Christ. Christ liveth my life. The moment I have Christ, I have no life of my own to live. The responsibility is on His shoulder. From now on, all I have to do is to follow where He leads, into green pastures beside the still waters. To make the contact with the Christ for no other purpose than to experience it is the highest form of demonstration there is on earth. Joel Goldsmith.
That was a beautiful reading. This is more of a chant. And we're going to sing, I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. It's a mouthful, but you'll catch on. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One.
Wow. Hi, New Thought Philadelphia. It's always a delight to be pinch hitting in the New Thought Philly lineup. So I'm delighted to see all of you. I'm honored to be in the presence of such luminosity. You guys are great. Become aware of that. Take a deep breath and just feel the magnificence of your very being. Okay, so today's talk is about active participation. As you may have guessed by, I don't know, the website, Joe's prayer, the way we go about things here is say it a couple of different times just so it catches on. And I'm going to dispense with some stuff early on because it may not be what you think this is going to be about. So active participation on a physical level in the world is a good thing if it's a good thing, right? So in New Thought, we have a lot of tendency to pray for the good that is God to show up in our lives, whether it be love or harmony, peace, abundance, whatever good that we want to experience. And often we can contradict that with our actions. So you can't really pray for love and be hateful in all of its various forms, whether that's outright rage or mild irritation. These are all forms of hate. So praying for love and expressing hate will cancel itself out and leave us sitting around wondering, how come I'm not experiencing the love that I keep praying for? Right? Praying for peace And acting in violence will also cancel itself out. Whether it's the violence of verbal abuse, highways come to mind easily, or actually being driven to the red rage that can produce physical violence. That can be the state that we're in, but if you are praying for peace, that ain't going to be what you get. So, in order to really get to a place where we can be the things that we are praying for, I've got some suggestions. Ernest Holmes famously said that when asked, how long shall we pray for something? And his answer was, until it demonstrates. And by that, what he meant was until that is the reality. So the active participation that we can begin with is that participation of our prayer and then the alignment of all of the rest of our lives with that prayer. So that assumes, let's say I'm going to assume here, and I know what that means, and so do you. I'm going to assume that we all have a clear idea of what it is that we are praying for. Because you can pray for general things and you will receive general things. They just may not be what you actually desire. So let's assuming that we've got a clear idea of what we want to experience, whether that be greater depth of spiritual awareness, a greater level of prosperity in our lives, more deep and meaningful relationships, a healthier expression of physicality in our own being. The first objective there, of course, is not to get the specific about it unless you can really bring yourself to believe in the good that is behind it, but to look for the general about it of how would I feel if this were the case? It's a good place to start a prayer because it may not show up the way that you think it might show up specifically. You can pray for specific things. And by the time, as Bill has often said to me, and we've discussed at length, by the time you're able to manifest the specific, let's call it the pink Cadillac, that you've been dreaming of all of your life, you're probably not going to want the pink Cadillac anymore because you will have realized that it's just a symbol of an outward state of being, of feeling prosperous and powerful and whatever other good emotions that we want to be feeling about ourselves that pink Cadillac represents. So we've done our prayer. We've come to believe that the prayer is the truth of our being. This is the real key to effective, affirmative, practical prayer. Is when we believe that it is so, it is so. And how do we know? Because that's the way it is. It's that simple. It has manifest as the truth in our life by our recognition of the good already being present, because it must be present in the allness of God, for us to experience it. So we have, as Ginger said, opened ourselves to the luminous light of the good of God in our lives that's already and always present. Must be. There's no part that God is not. So we have to bring our awareness, our own awareness, and all of the objections that our mind can bring to that into the fore to change our belief. Because the belief is a flexible thing. We have the ability to choose the belief that we want to focus all of our energy on and place ourselves into. It can be positive, which is a good thing. I definitely recommend that. Or it can be negative because sometimes we get distracted. So the real truth behind everything is that we are individualizations of a divine goodness that is ever present everywhere, and that we are here to experience the highest level of that goodness that is possible within this form of life that we experience on this planet. That's the truth behind everything. God's not in opposition to itself. It works for us, through us, and as us to manifest, and we use a couple of those terms, to bring about the goodness that we believe is somehow being held from us by opening up to the awareness that it is not being held from us. It is awaiting our recognition of it. So, in the day-to-day dust of the road, as they say, or the grit of the journey, or maybe that's reversed, take your pick. It's very easy to get distracted from the absolute truth by the activities that we see around us, the perceptions that we have of the state of things that are other than our awareness or in our immediate presence, the assumptions that we make about how things are. And the activity that we can begin with is to remember that when those other ideas that are not in alignment with the good that we desire appear in our mind, when they appear, not if they appear, because they do appear, because this is a human experience. My personal belief is that it is our journey, our job, our expression of life to move ourselves back to the awareness of truth in all moments, at which point we will ascend, be transcendent, and can choose to be bodhisattva or not. Up to you. Your journey, not mine. In that case, as we move away from that into the activity of the day, let's say we get up in the morning and we do our morning prayer, and our morning prayer is for peace and harmony, love and abundance. It's kind of a round robin morning prayer. And we get out of bed and we go about our business and we get ready. And if we go to work, we go to work and we get on the road and that guy cuts us off. And the first thing we do is bless you. This is not necessarily staying in alignment with the prayer that we started the morning with, so we may need to do some adjustment. Again, going back to Holmes is how often do we pray? Until it shows up. So I wouldn't recommend that if you're on the road, closing your eyes and doing a full spiritual mind treatment, affirmative prayer, and practical use of your time, because keeping your eyes open on the road is generally a good idea, or somebody else will need to pray for you. Once we get there, we can do a quick affirmation. I'm at peace. I am one with the person who just cut me off because they are part of what I am. And I am a part of God, and God is all of this. And we could say that over and over and over and over in our minds until we clear ourselves of the little bit of irritation, fear, or whatever else activated the negativity, to clear our minds so that by the time we arrive where we're going, we can again be at peace. I mean, this whole job of clearing our consciousness would be effortless and simple if in fact we all lived in caves by ourselves on a mountaintop and spent nothing but the time that we have of our lives contemplating the good of God. However, most of us have the opportunity to interact with other people, sometimes joyously, sometimes with a little bit of challenge. That might be right after you get out of your car to go into the office or wherever it is that you're going to do work, or interact with your loved one, or whatever your condition may be. And it is well to remind yourself that you started the morning by praying for peace, love, harmony, and prosperity. As soon as that happens. And so we can reorient ourselves into a better frame of mind, a higher consciousness and a higher awareness. That's how we redirect when those things are going on through the day. Now, what I have found to be a successful methodology for integrating prayer into our activity is the simple prayer of guide me to the next correct thing, whether it be a word or an action or an activity. And within that, to express ourselves in that manner, have the courage, know that this is God talking, and that if it is loving, kind, need to be said by you or done by you, and a benefit to everybody involved, then go right ahead and do so. Sometimes that takes courage and a bit of discernment. And in doing that, we have actively put ourselves as an expression of God into whatever that situation is. Not that the whole situation isn't God in the first place, but sometimes they arise so that we can recognize that within ourselves, that we still have some sense of separation from everyone or everything else. Patently not true. If nothing else, you are exchanging molecules of air. So the next step in deepening the awareness, the consciousness of the good that we wish to receive, is to go back and do the prayer again. Now, a practical prayer is a unit in and of itself. It is complete and whole at the moment that you release it into the law in the true belief that it is already so. And sometimes we need to do that frequently to remove our own disbelief that this is what is so. And you can always tell in a practical prayer when you've got it because you know that you know. There's that feeling that despite whatever condition you may be experiencing, it has been released into the good of God, and that you know that this good is yours now. Now, there have been people throughout history who have been able to do this in a single step. Jesus was one of those, guy you might have heard of. He said, get up your bed, get up and walk. And it happened because he didn't have any separation going on in his consciousness that there was anything but the good of God in the present current situation that he was encountering. And he was able to do that. There are people who still have that ability, but many of us don't yet. Or as I like to say, until now, have the ability to immediately recognize the truth of a situation. And we must use a practical prayer to reorient our thinking and the activity of our lives to be in alignment with the good that we know is actually back there. Because we can know it in our head, but if it hasn't made the journey to our heart, it is just floating around in our head. That this may be possible for me at some time, but what we need to be in the expression of love, in the expression of God as us, is we need to be in the state of knowing the truth of our unity with all that is, and therefore our inheritance of all of the good that is. And that's why we do the prayer, is to not to change the world around us, but to change our thinking so that the world around us begins to align with our thinking. That is the highest activity that we can do as individualized expression of a divine idea, is to reorient our thinking towards the divine love that is the natural state of being for each of us when we allow it. I mean, we're the ones who need to be convinced. In any given situation, we're the ones who need to be convinced. So the prayer is for us. Now, if you're having a little difficulty, I highly recommend working with a minister or practitioner to remove the block that you have to believe that some good that is natural for you is not yet yours. As Bill likes to often call it, rent a consciousness. It's a good thing to do because a practitioner has spent quite a bit of time, years in fact, clearing their consciousness from any misapprehension they may have about who and what you are. And if they have any, they can turn around and clear their consciousness of that misinformation to understand that that's an illusion and to understand that there's no reason this truth can't be expressed for you in this moment. So there's an activity we could do. Having a challenge, call a practitioner. It's a great way to start the path. The only other thing that I want to say about this activity of prayer and participating in it is that no one on this planet can tell you what you want. No one has an osmosis of understanding what it is your heart's desire is. each of us has both the freedom and the responsibility to choose that heart's desire and express it in the world. Sometimes the choices are easy, sometimes not so much. Sometimes they require us to actually do things that go along and in alignment with that idea. And there's where the worldly active participation comes in. So having discerned what it is our specific desire is to be in the world, then perhaps the next step, as I often find it, and I don't put this on anybody, it's just for me, is that my next prayer is for the courage to express that in the world fearlessly. Because if it is loving and kind and an expression of the divine power back of all things, then it is right to do for me, as it is for each one of us when we find that thing that draws us into something that is new, unfamiliar, and potentially frightening. But being drawn to it is the call to do something wonderful, something that is a divine expression. And the courage is there. When we get called to these things, the courage unfolds effortlessly and easily. And so I leave you with this. Well, I'm not leaving, actually. I'm just ending this talk. We are each an individualized expression of an infinite power and source, with all of the resources, all of the power, and all of the creativity required to bring it about in this manifestation of physical form, whether it be our body or the world at large. If you wish to see love, be love. If you wish to see peace, be peaceful. If you wish to be prosperous, be prosperous. And so it is. Namaste.
Thank you, Reverend Dave. Wow. This is a song that I wrote during the time of practitioner journey, and it kind of goes along with what you're saying, Reverend Dave. And for me, really sitting with God in the qualities of peace, poise, and power are what inspired this song. I know who I am. I am that I am. Perfect, oh complete expression of divinity. I know I'm never alone. I am a holy soul, one with all there is. Oneness is my bliss, and the way to faith, and faith is a bridge to grace. Grace is the space where we all receive, pause and breathe in peace, poise, power. Peace, poise, power. Peace, poise, power. God's love keeps me still. God's love keeps me still. God's love
Thank you, Ginger. Beautiful. Be still and know that I am. Thank you, Reverend Dave, for that beautiful talk. It's good to have the meditation after the talk and after the soothing music, because I believe everybody's in oneness, in that unity, and we being an active participant, we come together in this beautiful morning in the unity of love. And we, each one here, is covering the land with fragrance of goodness and sweetness. That's what we're doing here this morning. So I invite you to be still where you are. Not only still the body, but the mind. And we are in that flow here now through all this goodness that we've been experiencing in this celebration. I invite you to close your eyes if you're willing, or bring them to a soft focus. Close your mind from the outer and come in the inner. Take a deep breath in, fill those lungs. Let it go slowly, empty yourself out. Even from negativity, resentment, if it's any dust, jealousy, hate. We don't practice that. We have our spiritual practice, which is love, peace, and goodness. Come into that oneness, the oneness of the Christ within. Some people may ask, how do oneness feel? How do I know I'm in oneness? When it's not you and God, it's no duality. It's the one. And you go more up, you even stop saying, I'm an expression of divinity, because that's a manifestation. It's what we call assistant. Come from the Latin word assist, exterior, outside. We pre-assist before the world was. Or like Christ said, before Abraham, I am. So when we come to the oneness, we don't be victims of our failures. We let our failures be victim of our oneness. So as we go into the quiet with that oneness, with the Christ within, where God incarnates in each one here with the fragrance of goodness and covering the land with the sweetness. That's how we participate. We let go and let God. And that's all it is. We're all, you know,
us remember the truth of who we are. That we are each individual expressions of that one power and presence. Human beings in this physical world were exposed to so many different feelings and situations. So we need to actively participate in the action to realign with the divine. And remember that truth. We need to think about and commit to be and act as what we wish to see in ourselves and in the world. And pray until it manifests. Pray until we see it. So for the willingness and the vision and the commitment and the courage and the strength that it takes to do this, I am grateful. Recognizing it and claiming it so that it manifests it becomes at hand for us to use is the first step. And I'll take that first step for each one here. And then with gratitude, I'll release that word, my word, into the law. That always says yes, so it is. Saturate yourselves in that realignment, in that power and light. When you're ready, come back to the room, control your shoulders, move around a little bit. Take another deep breath consciously. And when you're ready, open your eyes and Ginger will play us another wonderful song.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Joe. This song is called God is My Supply. And I think that's just what we have to trust and know when we're doing this prayer work. And we don't need to know how the thing is going to manifest. It's more about the feeling tone of what you want and staying in that and trusting that God is your supply. You, me, we are gathered together. Two or more have the power, remember. So meet me in a field of oneness. Meet me in a field of truth. Plant with me your seeds of love. Plant with me your gratitude. And feel the feeling tone of joy. Feel the frequency of peace. Feel it in your feet. The energy is rising up like a flower through the ground. We don't need to know how. Sun keeps shining in the sky. We trust the reasons why. God is my supply. God is my supply. God is my supply. God is so good all the time. supply. God is my supply. So feel the feeling, tone of joy. Feel the frequency of peace. Feel it in your feet. The energy is rising up like a flower through the ground. We don't need to know how. Sun keeps shining in the sky. We trust the reasons why. God is my supply. God is my supply. God is my supply. God is so, so good all the time. God is my supply. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. That's the first time I've heard that. That's beautiful. Love it. Love it.
Thank you.
So I know that each one of us is a part of that one individual and expressing in a unique and wonderful way. And here we'd like to check in with the community to see if anything has come up for somebody that they would like to share with the rest of us and benefit us all. Anybody got anything? Breen.
Hi, Dave. So great to see you. Thank you so much. You always make me think, and you challenge me. I was thinking about what you said about praying for peace and then thinking or acting or speaking in violence and praying for love and thinking hate and how they cancel each other out. And I don't disagree. But my belief, my hope is that it's a scale, right? And that, it's not a complete cancellation. Um, you know, if yeah, and that allows for grace and allows for growth. Because like you think about this idea of karma and things that I've done in my life, some might think I don't deserve to have the life I have today. And I don't believe that because I believe in grace. So yeah, I pray for peace and then I get mad at people. But it's a continuum and there is some, 80-20 rule maybe. I don't know, but definitely got me thinking about stuff. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Breen. Dina Marcioni first. So good to see you, Dee.
Dave. That was such a great talk. It was so practical and it felt so grounded to me. And I just heard a lot of things that I needed to hear. So thank you so much for that. And Ginger Coyle, you blow my socks off. I love you so much.
Dave, thank you.
You're amazing, G. Thank you so much. Really appreciate everybody.
And we appreciate you as well. Reverend Marcioni had his hand up.
I do. And thank you, Dave. The talk was inspiring, and Jesus and Joe, the pieces that you brought to it were as well. And it reinforced for me something that came up in one of the meditations this week. And somebody, was very agitated about the stuff that's going on in the country. And it didn't feel right to just, pray to be at peace. And it's all about spiritual practice, so it's not about being activist and doing anything. And the notion that came up was that of a lightning rod. because the lightning rod is in the middle of the storm. And by being very firmly grounded, it dissipates the energy around it. It's not bringing more energy to it, and it's not hiding from the energy. It is being a channel through which the energy can go away. So that keeps coming up, and it came up again, with what you were talking about, and the idea of active participation. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Joe, I saw your hand wave.
I wanted to comment on what Breen said about the balance scale. I love that. And I think it would be really cool if we get a balance scale to be on our altar at New Thought Philly.
I'll check Amazon.
As will I.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, I also want to piggyback off of what Breen said too, because I had a little, thing come up when you said that even irritation is hateful, and feeling irritated, and I had to kind of sit with that. I was like, I think this is actually true. This might be factual information, and it feels like such a small thing to be irritated by something, but thank you for saying that. I needed to hear that today. That's all. And I love you all, and thank you for allowing me to share this music with you all. Thank you.
And we love you as well. Annie?
Hey everybody. First, it's so great to see you, Dave and Ginger. Kate and I were talking about you, Ginger, the other day. We were on the Delaware River and we were passing Bristol. We were thinking about you. So it's nice to have everybody together, and I agree that I want to be more peaceful and feel that. And I'm taking a class right now about trauma for school, and the professor said most important is how you show up and display yourself, even when you're feeling the opposite. So I think if I'm feeling agitated and irritated, more importantly, when I show up showing love to these kids, or that can transform everybody, including myself. So eventually, I this saying annoys me, but fake it till you make it. When I show up more peaceful, eventually I do feel more peaceful. If at first I'm annoyed. And thank you so much for that song, Ginger. It really helped me get some clarity with some stuff that's been bouncing around in my mind. So thank you.
Wow. You guys are great. Does anybody else move to share? If not, I believe that is Jane's turn.
Hey.
Thank you so much.
New Thought Philadelphia is all about spreading the love. Our community is supported by your contributions. The gift you share helps fund our work in the world, and the way you shine your light spreads the love. We are grateful for every way you share. We don't have a basket today, but there's a donate button on the website to make a donation by Zelle, credit card, PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. And you can also mail a check to our address in Ardmore, or office, I should say. The offering affirmation is on screen. Unmute, and we will say the affirmation together. I live
in an abundant universe.
I am one with the infinite source of all good. I am a center of conscious prosperity. I enjoy the richness of life. I bless my gift. I share my gift, gratitude, and joy. I know that as I give, I do receive.
And so it is.
So it is.
Take us home.
My neighbor has decided to start blowing leaves. My apologies.
It's okay. It's okay.
All right. Let's release all of these things that are maybe standing in the way of our highest and best. There was a time in my life thought I had to do it all by myself. Didn't know the love of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. Now I can say if you're feeling discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you just gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit of my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I am only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I am only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. So everybody take a look around, grab the person in the hand of the person on the screen next to you, and repeat after me. I am the love.
I am the love.
I am the love.
I am the light.
I am the light.
Light.
Oh, go ahead and unmute too. Oh, wait.
That's automatic.
There you go. Most people. I am the good I wish to see.
I am the good I wish to see.
I know it is so.
I know it is so.
And so it is.
And so it is.
It is.
Namaste all. Yay.
Yay.